Foster and Freeman have also been thinking about what we can do to help and facilitate the advances in question document examination. And what we came up with was not really a new product in itself, but a new concept that we call remote document examination. And to summarise it here very simply, it is the sharing of fully digitised documents containing examination quality images and associated document data across the customer's secure network. So just basically the sharing of very, very high quality images, maybe taken with different wavelengths of light such as UV, infrared, shared across the customer's own network so that they can examine the documents remotely. Now, remote document examination has been mainly made possible through the development of our ultra high quality capture instruments such as the latest VSC PDI for the rapid capture of high quality images. And secondly, it's used with VSC Link, a new software interface that enables networked users to share digitized documents from a VSC even to a remote station that does not have a VSC. So VSC Link, as you'll see, can be just installed on a PC and used totally independently of a VSC itself. The VSC PDI offers one-click capture. So macros can be programmed into the PDI, and then the PDI will automatically capture images of ultra high quality using different wavelengths of light, including UV, visible and infrared. It will also capture different embedded data types such as IPI or letter screen, and of course it will enable you to examine the chip information and the MRZ information as well. And then these images can either be examined locally or they can be sent to other VSC workstations or a VSC Link workstation.
In this example, we will examine this particular passport by placing it within the PDI, closing the lid, and then selecting macros from the tools. Here we already have a particular macro set up for this particular passport, but we can create as many macros as possible for different documents or different countries. Click Run Macro to begin. Here we are checking the document position and the focus. If this is OK, click OK to begin the macro itself. So these are the results of our macro, and here we can click Save. So ensure all of the images and data is selected, and then here we can select a particular folder on the network which can then be accessed using the VSC Link software. So now in a different location using the VSC Link software without any VSC connected, we can import the images captured from the PDI and then begin our examination remotely. So at the top we have the same images that were exported from the PDI imported into the VSC Link software, and we can double click on any of these to load them, and then using the mouse wheel to zoom in and magnify and look at areas of interest. Here, common areas of interest would be the stitching, corners of the laminate to make sure that it hasn't been tampered with, and also the print type itself. And various different parts of the document are printed using different printing technologies. We can also do comparisons loading any images that we have in the gallery. In this example, we could load the visible lighting and also the infrared side by side. And using the link zoom, we can again compare different areas of the document under the two different lighting techniques simultaneously. The VSC Link software also contains the majority of the software features included within the PDI and the various other VSC instruments, such as MRZ, barcodes, IPI, latent image. In this example, we can also run the MRZ test again. So after loading the image, simply click MRZ, and the software will run the check on the MRZ in exactly the same fashion that we did on the PDI. Here we can see that the MRZ check digits are all correct. And we just have one warning that in this example the passport is expired. We can also use the results from the MRZ to search against the database if installed. So in this case we can click on the documents database icon and we can see we have a match in our reference database. So the left we have our captured image from the PDI, and on the right is our reference image. We can see by zooming in on the two images that the difference in the quality of the images, partly because the reference database images are generally much lower resolution and were generally captured before a time when the PDI was around, and now the PDI is being used to generate databases around the world. So we can really see the difference in the resolution. If this is not the correct entry in the database, we can also scroll through and look at previous generations or to find the correct iteration of that document. In this example, we're comparing just the white visible light, but there are other images in the database of the different pages, so we can have a look at those if they were originally captured on the PDI. And we can also have a look at the different lighting. So in this case, we have a UV image, and I can bring in our UV image captured on the PDI, and again, we can compare. We should also be able to do the same again as well for the infrared. And again, we can compare side by side. The database also includes text data about the document. It includes the validity, when it was introduced, size, and whether it's an e-passport or not, as well as other information as well. If the document you are examining is not in the database currently, you can add to the database. So by clicking on this plus icon, you can use the images that have been sent to you, and you can add the relevant information here after selecting the country of origin and the document type.
The remote examination network can be as large or as small as the user requires, and there are many different formats that the network can take. The files or the image files are shared via the customer's network, or via an inter-organisational network, or even via the World Wide Web itself. Now, the network can take many forms, such as one-to-one. So you could, for example, just have a single PDI unit feeding images to the VSC link, where they could be examined remotely, and then the VSC link operator can send messages back to the VSC PDI, warning them or telling them about information, or even just reporting back whether they feel the images show that the document is genuine or counterfeit. The network can also be one-to-many, so the VSC link operator may have many different PDI machines, for example, linked to him, feeding him back information. He can be there examining the documents that are remotely sent to him and communicating back to the network points to say whether he feels, in his opinion, those documents are genuine or not. And of course, all these images that are coming across the network can be stored in a central location on the customer's network and could be accessed at a later point as well. Now, although we keep talking about the VSC PDI, the VSC Link software is not limited to working with the PDI. We particularly talk about the PDI because it offers the most maximum image quality that you can get out of any of the VSC machines. But that doesn't mean to say that you can't use any of the other current VSC machines with VSC Link. The VSC 8000, VSC 8000 HS, the VSC 800, the VSC 80 and the VSC QC1 are all completely compatible with the VSC Link software, and you can have many different types of VSC machines on the same network, sending the information back to the VSC Link headquarters. Finally, you can have a network situation such as this, which is many to many. And using this type of network arrangement, users can not only send information back to the VSC link, but they can also send information back to any other VSC workstation itself. So the information can go from anywhere to anywhere and flow in both directions.